Hey everyone, welcome to episode 5 of Go Figure Friday, and I'm doing something a little different today, and I hope you will bear with me and indulge me in this. Having a little fun. Of course, these are all supposed to be fun, but since it's episode 5, I have to talk about this guy, right? King Kong Bundy. For those of you who remember back in the 80s, Bundy, big man, would squash his opponent, and then when he went to pin him, referee would count 1, 2, 3. Bundy, though, standing up, he was on the foot over the chest. He'd hold up that hand and say 5, and he would demand a 5 count. So I always associate the number 5 with King Kong Bundy. 30 plus years of that ingrained in this brain of mine. King Kong Bundy, an icon in the world of professional wrestling. And the action figure, this LJN was unlike any other, and I don't think there are any. The George the Animal Steel is similarly built, but Bundy, of course, because he was 400 plus pounds, is a much bulkier figure. And I mean, if you whack somebody with this, you could actually do some damage, I think. I loved the look on his face, though, and he's got some wear and tear. I need to give him a fig bath, as Zach and Kurt would say on the Major Figure Wrestling pod. But there's something about this figure that I really liked. And I remember getting him, I was in 7th grade. As I told you in episode 1, in the pilot episode, the figures came out the summer I was going into 7th grade. Bundy I picked up, I believe he came out at the same time Brutus Beefcake and Greg Valentine did. And I got the 3 of them, and I think Paul Orndorff for my birthday that year. So that would have been my 13th birthday. So, yeah, King Kong Bundy. Been around a long time. Now, I want to tell a story associated with King Kong Bundy, and it was my freshman year in high school. I want to say King Kong Bundy had just left WWE. It was right before WrestleMania 4. He was not on WrestleMania 4. This was like the week or two before WrestleMania 4. So since he wasn't at WrestleMania 4, I'm thinking he was gone from the company. And he was doing a signing, a picture event, an autograph event. Keep in mind, again, this was 30 plus years ago now, at the Central Hardware Store. That was an old hardware store in the St. Louis area. I think they were all around the Midwest, but this was not far from where I grew up. It was in Festus, Missouri, probably a 30-minute drive from my parents. Anyway, I asked my dad, hey, can we go and meet King Kong Bundy? And they were doing Polaroid pictures. This is how long ago this was. So I came with this, my King Kong Bundy LJN card. And we got there, and the line was pretty long. It wasn't terrible. I'll put it this way. In my 13, 14-year-old mind, I guess I was 15 by that point, it was a long line, and I didn't want to wait. And I didn't have a smartphone to play with to keep myself entertained. And I told my dad, the line's too long. I don't want to inconvenience, by standing here. And my dad insisted we stay. I was like, no, it's cool. Let's just go. I chickened out. And I don't know why, but I regret that to this day, 31 years later. I regret not meeting this icon in the wrestling business and taking that opportunity to say, hey, he would have been my first wrestling superstar meeting. But I'll tell that story in another episode of who the first actually ended up being, and I could have gotten that card autographed. So I always regret not taking that opportunity to meet the great King Kong Bundy, an icon, a legend in the WWE and in professional wrestling, really. And hopefully one day he gets his place in the Hall of Fame as well, because those iconic matches, Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, The Undertaker, he feuded with everybody and is a big guy, a big name. So King Kong Bundy, episode 5 is dedicated to you.